Welcome to Cheating Stories. Today's story begins with one unexpected message that shatters a struggling husband's world, forcing him to question everything he believed about love, loyalty, and trust. Here's the story. My name is Adrian. People think betrayal is loud. It isn't. It sounds like a phone vibrating on the kitchen counter while your wife is in the shower. I wasn't trying to spy. I was looking for the electricity bill because the lights were about to be cut off again. We were already 2 months behind on rent. My wallet held $17. My stomach had learned to ignore hunger. Then the screen lit up. I missed last night. He'll never be able to give you the life you deserve. No name. Just a heart. My fingers froze above the phone. I didn't unlock it. I didn't need to. The message wasn't the betrayal. It was the certainty behind it. When Emily stepped out of the bathroom, steam wrapped around her like a curtain. She smiled, the same tired smile she'd worn for years. "You found the bill." I nodded. She kissed my cheek. Her lips felt colder than the screen. That night, I lay beside her listening to the silence between our breathing. I realized something terrifying. Love doesn't disappear in a single moment. It dies one unanswered question at a time. Over the following weeks, I became invisible inside my own marriage. Emily started staying late after work. She suddenly cared about expensive perfumes we couldn't afford. She complained about my failures more openly. "You work hard," she whispered one evening. "But hard work doesn't pay bills anymore." She wasn't wrong. I had spent years chasing small business ideas that collapsed one after another. Debt followed me like a shadow. I blamed myself. Until I stopped blaming myself. Instead of arguing, I watched. I noticed she smiled at her phone before smiling at me. She deleted conversations immediately. She began guarding her handbag like it contained state secrets. Every detail was tiny. Together, they formed a confession. I hired a private investigator with borrowed money. The irony wasn't lost on me. The poorest decision of my life became the most valuable investment I ever made. The reports arrived quietly. Photos. Restaurant receipts. Hotel entrances. Emily wasn't just cheating. She had been seeing a wealthy property developer named Victor for almost a year. In one picture she was wearing the necklace I had sold my father's watch to buy. She told Victor I was lazy. That I had no ambition. That she deserved better. She never mentioned the nights I skipped dinner so she could eat. I never confronted her. Not yet. Instead, I rebuilt myself in silence. The business idea everyone mocked finally found one investor. Then, another. Months became years. A software company bought my platform for more money than I had imagined possible. Headlines called me a self-made millionaire. Friends congratulated me. Strangers admired me. Emily suddenly remembered how to smile at me again. She wanted vacations, romantic dinners, fresh beginnings. She believed success had erased history. She didn't know history had been keeping records. I quietly transferred every piece of evidence into a secure folder. Every photograph, every hotel receipt, every message. Then I asked my lawyer to prepare the divorce papers. Emily came home carrying champagne. "I knew we'd make it," she laughed. I placed one envelope beside the glasses. She opened it with excitement. Then the color left her face. Divorce papers, beneath them. Photographs, hotel records, screenshots. She looked at me as though she had never truly seen me before. "How long?" Her voice barely existed. I answered calmly. "Long enough to watch you fall in love with my failure and try to return for my success." Tears filled her eyes. It meant nothing. I almost smiled. "No," I said quietly. It meant everything. She reached for my hand. I stepped back. There was nothing dramatic about the moment. No shouting. No broken furniture. Only truth. Cold. Heavy. Permanent. Victor disappeared the moment my story reached the news. Apparently, loyalty wasn't included in luxury. Emily lost both relationships within weeks. She sent letters, emails, voicemails. She even waited outside my office. I never replied. Silence became the only language she hadn't learned to manipulate. People assumed my revenge was becoming rich. They were wrong. Money wasn't revenge. Watching someone realize they traded genuine love for temporary comfort, that was revenge. I never exposed her publicly. I never insulted her. I simply removed myself from her future. Sometimes absence hurts more than punishment. Years later, I still remember that vibrating phone. Not because it broke me, because it introduced me to the strongest version of myself. Poverty didn't destroy my marriage. Character did. She believed she was leaving behind a poor man. In reality, she walked away from the only person who would have loved her before the world knew his name. I never hated Emily. Hate keeps people connected. I chose something colder, indifference. And that is the one thing she could never buy back.